Welcome to Just Asia, AHRC TV's weekly human rights program. These are the headlines. Political activist seeking asylum in Belgium faces deportation to Pakistan. 2 men caned for gay sex in Aceh, Indonesia. Nepali mother appeals for support in punishing daughter's killers. Thai student activist awarded human rights prize while detained on less majestic charges. Independent body should investigate custodial suicide in Hong Kong. 2 urgent appeals from Sri Lanka. Welcome to AHRC TV's Just Asia. I'm Annie Lin. This week, Just Asia begins with Belgium's deportation order of activist Sajjad Husain. As a frontline defender for human rights and a free Kashmir, Husain's work was not appreciated in Pakistan and he sought political asylum in Belgium in 2006. Although his case was initially processed by the Belgian authorities, he was finally refused asylum. Husain is facing imminent deportation to Pakistan. Pakistan has a long history of silencing activists and human rights defenders through torture, incarceration, and enforced disappearances. The same is likely to happen to Husain if he is deported. The Asian Human Rights Commission is calling on the Belgian authorities to keep Husain safe by cancelling the deportation order. Next, 2 Indonesian men were caned 83 times on Tuesday for having sexual relations in the country's conservative Aceh province. Hundreds of people turned out to see the public punishment outside a mosque in Banda Aceh. The men, aged 20 and 23, were last week found guilty of having broken sharia rules in the only part of Indonesia that implements Islamic law and sentenced to 85 strokes of the cane each. 2 strokes were taken off their punishment as they've already served 2 months in jail. The men, whose identities have not been revealed, were caught together in March by vigilantes who burst into their house and filmed them naked with camera phones. While gay sex is not illegal elsewhere in Indonesia, there's been a growing backlash against the country's small lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender community over the past year, with ministers, hardliners and influential Islamic groups lining up to publicly denounce homosexuality. Tuesday's caning comes just 2 days after police in Jakarta detained 140 men, including several foreigners, for allegedly taking part in a gay sex party at a sauna. Police said 10 of those arrested could be charged under Indonesia's strict anti-pornography laws. Moving to Nepal, Mother Devi Sunwa appealed to civil society to continue supporting a search for justice for her daughter Maina, who was tortured to death in army custody. Thanking everyone for their support over the 13 years it took to file and prosecute a case against the responsible army officers, Devi Sunwa wants closure now with the arrest of the 3 persons convicted, as well as the punishment of Captain Niranjan Basnet, who was acquitted by the court in April this year. Maina was picked up by officers of the Nepal Army in February 2004 and brutally tortured. Although the army initially denied her arrest and detention, subsequently internal inquiry documents revealed that officers submerged her head in water and gave her electric shocks. The documents stated that altogether 7 people witnessed and participated in Maina's torture and death. Just Asia speaks to Devi Sunwa for more details.
एउटा अदालतले चाहिँ फैसला गरेको त यो झट्ट सुन्दाखेरिमा चाहिँ ल महिना सुमारको त्यो अपराधीले चाहिँ सजाय पाउने भयो, पीडितले न्याय पाउने भयो भन्ने देखिन्छ हैन। भित्री रूपले बुझ्दाखेरिमा म त्यतिखेरको पीडित र अहिलेको पीडितमा केही पनि फरक भएन, किनकि काभ्रे अदालतले महिनाको मुद्दालाई वैशाख 3 गते फैसला गर्यो। जन्म कैदको फैसला भयो 3 जनालाई हैन। तल गएर अन्तिममा गएर चाहिँ मार्ने नियत नहुँदै पनि भव्य तत्त्वमा मरेको भएर चाहिँ उनीहरूलाई सजाय, कानुनी सजाय चाहिँ धेरै भयो जस्तो लागेर फेरि 5 वर्ष बोलेका छन् हैन। जुन निरञ्जन बस्नेतलाई चाहिँ सफाई दिनु भएको छ, ऊ निर्दोष छ भनेदेखि जुन सेनाको हिरासतमा निरञ्जन बस्नेत, बबी खत्री, सुनिल अधिकारी, अमित पुनको टिमले चाहिँ महिनालाई चाहिँ यातनाको क्रममा हत्या गरेको भनेर चाहिँ सेनाको विज्ञप्ति र सेनाले चाहिँ कारबाही गरेको भनेर त्यो चाहिँ हामीले प्रमाण पायौं हैन। अदालतले चाहिँ उनलाई त्यो निर्दोष साबित, ऊ चाहिँ एउटा चाहिँ सेनाहरू पछि लागेर सेनाहरूले फाइलहरू लगेर चाहिँ उनलाई निर्दोष साबित गरायो अब फेरि मैले शिक्षा नबुझेसम्म त मैले फेरि पुनर्विवाह जान पाउनुपर्ने हो नि हो त्यो अधिकारलाई पनि मेरो वञ्चित गराएर रातारात चुनावको बेलामा चाहिँ यहाँ पुरानो वेतनमा ल्याइसकेका छन् पाटनमा फैसला भएर गुपचुपमा राखेको रहेछ भने अब फेरि हामीले जति पहिला लडेका थियौँ अब त्योभन्दा धेरै लड्नुपर्ने अवस्था छ किनभने एउटा त्यति 4 जना सेनालाई किसानी जाहेरी हाल्दा उनीहरूलाई पीडकहरूलाई त फैसला गर्नलाई यत्रो समय लाग्यो भने र मेरो जिन्दगी भनेको न्याय माग्दा माग्दै नै जाने अवस्था भयो।
Thai student activist Jatupat Bunpataraksa, popular known as Pai, has been awarded the prestigious Gwangju Prize for Human Rights while in jail on less majestic charges. Mr. Jatupat's parents were in South Korea to accept the prize and money on his behalf. Previous award recipients have included Burma's Aung San Suu Kyi and East Timor's rebel fighter and former Prime Minister Xanana Gusmao. Jatupat has been doing a lot of human rights activities for the benefit of the public, stated the director of Mahidol University's Institute of Human Rights and Peace Studies, which nominated him the award. While more than 2,000 people shared the BBC profile of Thailand's new king Vajiralongkorn, only Jatupat was arrested and charged with lèse majesté, as well as violations of the Computer Crime Act. Although initially released on bail, Jatupat's bail was revoked after he posted photos of himself celebrating outside the court with friends. Meanwhile, the Thai embassy sent a letter to the award organizers in Seoul, pointing out that Jatupat had committed actions in violations of the laws of Thailand, and that although Thailand values freedom of expression and association, these rights should be exercised within the boundary of the law. Next, a community group in Hong Kong is calling for suicides in local police stations to be investigated by an independent watchdog in the wake of a recent death. A man arrested on suspicion of raping and robbing a 20-year-old student in Kowloon Bay took his own life in Sao Mau Ping police station earlier this month. He hung himself with a computer cable obtained in the station. The incident is being investigated by a regional crime unit from a different part of the city. Questioning the independence and credibility of the probe, the Society for Community Organizations said the Independent Police Complaints Council should instead conduct the review. The group also suggested that a risk assessment should be carried out of all detainees, with a care plan prepared for those considered vulnerable. There have been 3 cases of suspects committing suicide in police cells over the past 4 years. On a case in 2015, a coroner recommended that more CCTV cameras should be used and the camera angle should be adjusted to facilitate surveillance. Just Asia speaks to Richard Toyotong, community organizer at Society for Community Organization, for details. Why do you think this recent suicide should be investigated by an independent agency? Are the police not capable of conducting an investigation?
I think it's not capable or not, but it's the credibility. Because when a detainee dies in a police station, there's always a query. Is actually suicide or being committed by some maltreatment by the police. So if the police investigate by themselves, that would not be have a credibility. So it's important. Especially we see many overseas jurisdictions also have independent investigation judging from this serious problem happen in police station that totally controlled by police. So independent investigation is a must for this kind of situation in order to protect the human rights of people.
At present, are there any measures in place to take care of mentally unstable detainees? What are your suggestions regarding this?
Well, in Hong Kong, we see the police is quite slow to adopt a comprehensive guideline or rules to have a full protection to people, to vulnerable groups like the mentally illness people. So it's important we see to revise fully like the police general order, the procedure manual, and make it public to written down all the procedural safeguards, including we see those vulnerable groups should be tackled by psychologists or even doctors to have a full examination to see whether particular protection or measures should be given to them before they are putting to the cell in a police station.
Finally, the Urgent Appeals Weekly features 2 cases from Sri Lanka. Firstly, Mr. Harishchandra Rajaniroshan requested the rights and benefits due him after his service was terminated. His employer then had him arrested, detained and produced before the courts on fabricated charges. In a second case from Sri Lanka, Mr. Sudha's son was tortured and arrested by his class teacher. The father lodged a complaint with the police as well as several educational authorities, but no investigation has been initiated. That is all for this episode of Just Asia. For more on these and other issues, please visit www.humanrights.asia or www.alrc.asia/justasia. Thank you for watching and see you next week.